All right, hey action figure fans, it's me, Justin, the Action Figure Minute, and today we're back with some more Blokees. I got the Blokees, upside downsies, Blokees. And this is the latest Galactic Wave. I think it's Galactic Wave 8 is the wave. Now, if you've been watching the channel, I previously just got the latest Defenders Wave as well. And I've been opening up those slowly, one a day, one every other day. And I just recently got Rumble, and I was really excited for Rumble. So I just wanted to show him off real cool because Rumble was always a fun little dude with attitude. And he's got these little Rumble, jackhammers basically in his hands like he does in the show and in the cartoon and in the comics. And they really just plug in here. And I think just due to the compression and friction after you plug that in, then you get that nice little boingy, 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 boingy. And you get your fun little articulation. And so I got my Rumble with his sassitude. And what's really funny too, and I should have grabbed another one from the Defender class line, Rumble is bigger than the other Defender class figures I've opened so far. So anyway, setting him aside, we've got this one. I figure I'm just going to do this one in the same format I shot the Defender class video in. We're going to open up this box here. And before we do that, I guess we can talk about who's in the box this time. Who's in the wave? I pulled it up on my other phone here. So we'll do it in the order they've got it on the website. So are we close enough here? We'll start from over this side and we'll work our way over as that's how they have it on the site. So the first figure you're seeing there is the very rare Optimus Prime. He's half dead, he's half awake, he's half alive. So that's the rare. Then the next, and it's a 1 in 36 chance. The next one to follow that up would be the other version of Optimus. So you're going to get one Optimus, either regular Optimus or half dead alive. And so the other Optimus is a 1 in 12 chance. Then we have Hot Rod, Metroplex, Sludge in robot form, Sludge in dinosaur mode, Insecticon Blitzwing, Insecticon Shrapnel. I guess I should probably move the box here a little bit. Sharkticon it's called. I thought his name was Gnaw, but we got Sharkticon, and that's probably the one I'm most excited about. I really like the Sharkticons. And then we've got Unicron's head. So that's what we have here. We're going to assemble this box, open it up, and open one of the figures up and see who I get here. And thank you all for checking out this video. Again, my name's Justin, and while we're doing this, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Greatly appreciated as we're continuing to grow the channel. And what I'm trying to do here is pop the little perforations and not rip the box, which I just did. Rip the box a little bit. But what we're doing, it's not ripping. Here's the scalpel. Maybe that'll help it a little. There we go. All right. Do a little bit to get it started on this side as well. And I'm impatient because I'm doing this on camera right now. All right, so we open this up. We take this part out. Get rid of this flap. Then it's got another perforation here. Pop it open. And if you were going to sell these in your store, boom, now you got the display. So really nice foil packaging on this. I mean, those are really bling-blinging on camera right now. And just grabbing one of these, go take a look at the box first before I rip into it. So we've got Optimus on the front. We got Hot Rod here on the side. And on the back, it looks like we have another view of Optimus. And the layout once again, which we just looked at. And these are, wow, crazy bling, bling, bling all up in the scene. So, well, I guess I'll open up this one first. Let's do it like that. So let's see who I get. Let's go Gnaw or Sharkticon, or is there... Tell me what the difference is in the comments. I mean, I know Gnaw is probably just an individual Sharkticon. Why didn't they call this Gnaw? Tell me why this is not labeled as Gnaw. Alright, got the plastic open, and you really have to rip this box open, unless you're very patient perhaps, because they glue these things hella tight, so I don't think people don't, if they're buying them individually, they don't have a way of seeing who they're actually getting. Alright, so with these Galaxy figures, we have one baggie, which is typically all their hands and joints. So we'll set that aside because that's not where the figure is. The figure's in this bigger bag. So let's open up this to see who it is we get. All right, I'm seeing a whole lot of red and yellow in there. So looks like to me like it's got to be Sludge in robot mode. Let me look at the box once again. Yeah, this is definitely robot mode Sludge, which is cool. You know, getting the Dinobots in robot form is always super cool for me. So what I'm going to do, we're going to dump this after I stop and turn the camera and get it over here, and we'll put it together real quick. Stay there. All right, so what we're looking at now is my work desk, my hobby desk, I should say. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to try and assemble this all on camera here. So this is going to take some time. Kind of do this live and grab this other baggie as well. Let's kind of push this to the side a little bit. Grab this other baggie. Because when I'm building these, I like to start with the joints. There we are. So there's another look, and this is the instructions on the later waves are on these little cards. And never mind, I guess it's not the instructions. I thought it was because that's what they were doing with the Defender class, so I guess we'll stick that aside. We'll stick the edible packet aside, ramen spices, and let's go back to the box where the figure was in because it has the brochure in there. So I guess for these Galaxy size figures, they're still using the little piece of paper here, and it's smaller than it was before. So in the past, what they've used for these assembly pieces is they had one figure and it was basically, hey, do this to assemble all of them, and showed off the special little extra ways to assemble things that made that figure unique. But it looks like now, based off what I'm seeing here, is each figure must come with their each individual assembly guide. So that's neat. So we'll go ahead and I'll set that up here off to the side so I can kind of look at it as well. And maybe are we not putting together joints anymore either? Is that new for Blokees? We have just hands, and in the past it used to be hands and joints that would be in this sprue. I'm also not seeing, are they not doing stands anymore? Question mark? Well, let's look for the joints. Here's a joint. So yeah, they're coming joints pre-assembled now. That's different than the past wave that I guess I should say the only wave of the Galaxy Wave figures that I've opened has been wave 2. And this is wave 8. So maybe they've changed quite a bit of things from then to now. All right. Enough babbling, let's get building here. So let's start with his torso, and let's see, I'm starting up here with the torso, move the hands out of the way, right here. So I've got his torso, I've got his head and neck joint, and you'll hear a click sound. And what's odd, I mean, right from the get-go, is this peg, to me, it doesn't look like it's perfectly even on both sides. It looks like one side is a little longer than the other. So which side am I supposed to stick in? I mean, that's not clear in itself. That looks like it sits too high. So maybe you have an option depending on the figure. I don't know if it really even makes that much of a difference. We'll start there and we'll go from there. Then we'll grab the front of the chest. So they've definitely done some new engineering on these figures compared to what they were in the past, what I'm used to. So I'll let you know how I feel about that. Maybe it's just Sludge that's different. I guess we'll find out. So I have this section complete now. What I did was I put on the front chest piece, the neck peg and the back in his back. Okay, next it looks like we're going to work on building le crotch. So for the crotch, I'm seeing this piece, which is a new piece compared to what I was used to seeing in the second wave. And it looks like this piece as well. Okay, wasn't ready for all of this new. All right, so it looks like, I don't know, I'm not really even, you're supposed to be able to get these together, but I am not getting a way to get that together. Hold on, pause. Okay, yeah, these are done a bit differently. So this piece has a keyed section in there. You can see at the top, there's a nub and there's a cutout. That's probably, I don't know if that's gonna show up. There's a cutout on this piece at the top here. So you have to line that up. That's why it wasn't fitting for me. So go ahead and line that up and now put it in, and now it's snug. So the both of these pieces are assembled. Then we take the front and back of the crotch and we figure out what we're supposed to do next. And it looks like doing this off camera here, it looks like it just plugs in like so in the front, and then we take the back piece of the crotch. I'm trying to not do this so my hand's so much in the way, because this is such a small, tiny piece. There we go. We set it down. And maybe we just say forget it, and we just do it with my hand in the way. There we go. So now we have his crotch fully assembled. I'm really curious as to why they changed it and did it this way, because it seemed like the other way was working just fine. We'll see if it adds any range of motion or does something like that for the figure. Okay, so we could take le crotch now and we can plug it into his torso. And I guess I am seeing right here, it looks like this is giving some rocker at the hip. Yeah, so it didn't have this before. It used to just be turning left to right, but now we've got rocking. So there we go. There had to have been a reason why they changed that and updated that. Okay, so next we're looking for, what are we gonna do next? Let's do an arm. All right, so we've got that piece. The arms look like they're pretty straightforward for what they used to be. So these are two of the pieces for the arms. And then we've got this gray piece with the nubs, this gray piece with the nubs. I'm grabbing all the pieces for both arms right now. We need the joints. There's one joint. Here's another joint. And then the fists, if you're going to use fists. So let's go ahead and put this guy together. All right, so I plugged the joint in. I should have done that on camera. And then into the forearm, if you will, plug that in. And then let's do the fists, because this is a robot. He doesn't need no open expressive hands. He needs to be able to throw down and fight. So we're gonna go ahead and take the fist and plug it in. So now I have his fist, and we've got his left arm assembled. So I added that. We'll do it again for his right arm, taking the joint, putting it in, forearm, putting it in, and taking his fist and putting it in. And then assembling it once again to his shoulder. Okay, so we're starting to look like we have a robot here. A robot. Okay, let's switch now to the legs. And the legs, probably, they look like they're very similar to what they were. I'm grabbing the pieces for both legs. And it is seeming like, okay, there might be something different because this piece looks different. It's probably is what the new connector is for these new hips. All right, looks like I need all of these plus these yellow feet. So we want to take one of the backs of the lower legs and shins and pop them together. There we go. Got that. Same thing for this other side. Got that. And it looks like they're side specific, so it should be like this. Okay, now let's see how we work this newness. Because I'm not seeing, okay, there are joints as well. I need to grab the joints for these. Oh wow, these are like double jointed? Is that what they are supposed, they look like they're supposed to be double jointed knees, so that's new. Man, they really did up the ante with these, huh? All right, so we've got the double joint, and then we've got this piece. So, and then we plug, does this plug in here? Am I doing this right? Because it looks like it's not right. It doesn't look like that's right. All right, pausing again. Okay, so here we are. We've got the foot, the leg, lower leg put together. It seems like all this does is slip over this. It doesn't click in. I was trying to click it in and I'm not finding a way to do that. And I just tossed it and it fell off. And I'm also not seeing which way is front and which way is back. Now I do see there's a little notch, it looks like at the top of that. So I wonder if that is designated as the front. But then we take that piece and now we're taking this piece to push down. And I'm guessing that's, yep, there it clicked in. So now it should be able to work there. So he also has now, this is new as well, I believe, a thigh cut, as well as double jointed knees. Holy moly, they really, again, wave 2 to wave 8, but they really have added a lot to these blockies. Holy molies. All right, let's do that again. I put the joint on. We're gonna do the slip. This one doesn't seem to have a notch. All right, well, we'll just slip it over. Okay. And this guy, popping it in, pushing it together. Oh, I need to rotate that. It's wrong side. There we go. All right. He's looking like a robot. For the feet, those appear to be the same. They're still from wave 2. They're still using these clear pegs. So we'll go ahead and plug in these clear pegs into his feet. All right, got those plugged in. And then we'll put on his feet. Boom, 1. Boom, 2. Looking good, dude. All right, so we've got him standing here. Kind of hard to see based off the angle, but I'm going to stand him up here because we still have a lot more to do. So this is taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to. We've got his shoulder armor to plug on, and it looks like it just either slides over or goes in like so. So, okay, you just push from the side and it goes on. Try and do this one a bit more on camera. There we are. All right, so we have that on. Now we have to put his face together, and the face directions are right here. So we've got this blue piece, we've got his face, we've got the back of his helmet, and we've got the front of his helmet. Okay, so we take the face first. Get a little look at that on the camera. And we want to put, it looks like this blue part. So these holes plug into, it looks like there's a peg on the front of this face here. So see if I can do that. Sorry, my hand's in the way and I know it's not working so well. There we go. Okay, so you can see blue through his eyes now as well. Then we're going to take his helmet and we're going to put that hole into a peg on the inside of this helmet. Boom. And not the best filming, sorry. Haven't done too many like this, but then we're just going to take the back now and snug it all together. There we are. All right, so we've got his head fully assembled now. looks like it could probably squeeze together a little better. There we go. I got it. So his head is on. Put it on top. Getting real close now. We have to do, looks like on his legs, we have these pieces for his dyno mode to kind of flesh out the figure a bit more. And these are keyed. It's got a specific key for the way that these need to go on. So that looks really nice on his leg. Let's do the same thing on this other side. Yeah, so those are keyed a special way, so you put them on proper. And then we've got his back assembly. So it looks like here on the back, we're going to take this piece. I'll set him down so we can see. All right. And then we take these that look like they just clip on. All right. And other than giving him his blaster right here, he is done. All right, let me move the camera a little bit. There we are. So he is finished now. Like all the other blocky Galaxy figures, they've all had an extra one of these clear pegs. And he's, of course, got the hands. What he doesn't come with is the stand, which, frankly, I am fine because these blockies, they can hit some great poses, and I've never really felt the need for the stand. I guess the other thing I'm noticing they don't come with is they used to come with the flippable Autobot Decepticon symbol, so we don't have that anymore either. But let's check out, I'm going to go ahead and move this camera a little bit more again so I can kind of fiddle-faddle with him on camera. Oops, sorry, hit the camera. I'm going to try and make it a little level. There we are. So let's see, let's move this back piece. So these can move in and out. And let's see how his shoulder motion is. I mean, he can get that shoulder almost all the way up to a full T pose if that's out of the, if the back pieces are out of the way. Of course, it can go all the way around. It doesn't seem like it's on any sort of like drop up and down motion. You know, this guy had it. Rumble has it a little bit, but I guess that works really well for his character. Okay, but single jointed elbows, which is what I was planning and what I was used to, but the fact that these now have double jointed knees, I mean, look at that range of motion on this guy. So I wonder, and let me know, is that new for this wave or has it been on some of the other waves? I'm going to be getting all the other waves. I have them pre-ordered over at Nerdzoic. I'm just waiting for Nerdzoic to get the Defender Constructicon set in stock. Otherwise, I will have everything then on order from all Defenders in Galaxy. The other thing that, again, we should probably talk about because it's new to me is this new waist hip assembly. Again, side to side, forward, back. Oh yeah, and then the cut at the hip as well. This guy, man, I am loving this Blokees line more and more and more every time that I touch them and play with them, and you get that little high opening them up, seeing which random you're going to get, or not, I guess not random, which one you're going to get, because they're all random until you open it. I mean, if you're buying the case, you know you're going to get one of every single figure except for what the rare will be. So, hey guys, this has been your action figure many minutes to build this little figure. But what are you feeling on the Blokees? You liking them? Am I ridiculous for liking these so much? You hate them? I know my buddy doesn't really care for the scale. Again, with this supposed to be the smaller figure, and even how big Rumble is compared to Sludge, just right here. But to me, they're fun. They look really cool. I like the accessories. I like the price points. I like the builds. All right, so I lied. I'm not done. I'm back. And I thought I would grab my Grimlock figure from Wave 2 of the line and just kind of look again at the differences in construction and the pros and the cons to both. Now, before on the sprues, you used to also get the shoulder joints, which you didn't really get here. And with the shoulder joints on the older figures, I mean, you would get this drop up and down motion. And it works really, really well. Here, you don't get that anymore. So I don't know if this is isolated to just Sludge and his construction, or if all of the other figures in this wave will be like this too. But that's one big difference. And then the other differences that we talked about just a second ago, just showing off Grimlock, is this only has twist at the waist. It doesn't have any sort of, you know, kind of ball joint action where it can pivot left and right and like a crunch front to back. It doesn't do any of that, where again, Sludge does have all of that range of motion. And Sludge has the cut at the hip. Grimlock does not have that. So, oh, and single jointed knee versus Sludge's double jointed knee. So those were some of the quick comparisons I just wanted to look at here real quick too. I mean, they both look really great standing next to each other. Happy to have them both. I just kind of wonder, we'll see what happens with the articulation for some of the other figures. Okay, bye. All right. Before I wrap this up, Grimlock's head was only on a ball peg, so it could swivel from side to side. A little up, little down, look. There we go. But since now we're on a barbell, I mean, he can go boop, 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 up, down, all around. So, you know, since it's not just a ball peg, now it's on a barbell that goes into his chest. He's got a lot more motion as well. So another improvement.